Hi, I'm Logan Hickey. My wife and 3 kids and I will be moving into a housing scheme in Scotland in a few months to work with a ministry called 20 Schemes. The housing schemes in Scotland would be similar to kind of like a mixture between American Indian reservation, a trailer park, and the projects in the States. The Scottish government has a few ways to measure what they call urban deprivation, things like income, unemployment, public services, housing, crime, things like this. In Glasgow alone, there are more than 100 scheme communities that would fall under this category that would be on the list of urban deprivation. These are communities that are marked by crime, gang culture, drugs, a lack of any kind of economic advancements by the government or anything like that. So largely just communities that are kind of just left. They're tight-knit communities. Some of the people have been living there for generations, and so they're very tight-knit communities. You might think that Scotland is a Christian nation. It once was known as a land of the book. Currently today, though, it's not the case. So around 75% of Scots would claim no religion at all. Less than 3% would claim to be evangelical Christians. And most of that is going to be among your middle and upper class. So in the scheme communities, there's almost zero gospel witness. For example, today actually there was a church launch in the scheme of Bingham Magdalene. And so in that scheme there are around 3,800 people. Only 0.2% would be believers. So that's pretty common throughout the scheme community. Some of them have no gospel in them at all. Whenever Elizabeth and I, my wife and I, were there last March, we met a feller that was in his mid to upper 30s, and he never even met a Christian until he was in his early 30s. And so he told us, he said, Christians just are not in the scheme communities. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, we'll be working with a ministry called 20 Schemes. So 20 Schemes is, their vision is kind of, if I can remember how they put it, bringing the light of the gospel to Scotland schemes through church planting and revitalization. So they have the goal, the vision of planting or revitalizing 20 churches in the schemes of Scotland. And right now they are at 8 churches or revitalizations in 4 of Scotland's cities. If you want to find out more about them, you can go to their website, 20schemes.com. My family and I will be moving into a housing scheme in Scotland where I'll be working as a church planter associate with an existing church plant or church revitalization. So this is it's a long-term position. It's a full-time, long-term work with 20 Schemes, living in and working in the community to evangelize, disciple, and train indigenous believers, indigenous people. The goal is to raise up a generation of indigenous believers that will be a part of and lead the future of churches in Scotland's housing schemes. So over the last year and a half, my family and I, we've sold our house and land. We moved into a small apartment while working full-time to still provide for my family. We've been seeking out churches and individuals who would want to partner with us in this work. Currently, we lack about 23% away from, we have about 23% remaining to reach our 3-year budget, our 3-year goal. And so we need people, looking for people, churches that would want to partner with us in this. If this is something that you're interested in, I would pray that you would consider partnering with us. You can find out more information at our website. I'll have the link below. Our website is harvest-scotland.com. You can find my personal information there, find out how to contact me, find out more about us, about the ministry, what we'll be doing, and things like this. I just ask that you please consider partnering with us and helping us in this work to raise up a generation of indigenous believers in Scotland.